Hey, what's happening, traders? It's yours truly, Dapo Willis, and welcome back to this very highly anticipated segment of my YouTube channel called The Trader Talk, where I come and break down all my charts, what I'm thinking in the market, what I feel the market is going to do. You know, basically where I come and share my thoughts and projections for the week, basically. So guys, 2 weeks ago, I had done the very first volume of this. So I just need to make sure this is recording. So because sometimes I'm out here blabbing for hours. Imagine I'm blabbing for hours and this shit is not even recording. But yeah, we're all good. Anyways, so last week, what I did was, 2 weeks ago, I did some analysis on gold and the euro, and the euro absolutely collapsed, smashed our targets, some beautiful 100 and maybe 40 pips. However, gold on the other hand was just stuck in a range, right? So I decided to wait for an extra week, hence why there was no trader talk yesterday. There was no technical analysis released last week Tuesday. Sorry guys, flow with me, right? So the reason I didn't release any video last week Tuesday was because I wanted to give gold some time to breathe, because sometimes you just need to allow these things breathe and give them some time. So I didn't want to come on here and obviously start over analyzing and obviously confuse you guys. So the euro absolutely collapsed and smashed our target. I'm going to drop a screenshot here. I made not a lot of money, but I made a decent amount of money on the euro. It was absolutely amazing. I took a screenshot for you guys. So the euro is fantastic. However, gold was just stuck in a range. So today I'm going to be going back into my charts and we're going to be looking at those trades that we did predict 2 weeks ago. And we're going to be looking at even more trading opportunities that we can take advantage of in the weeks to come. So guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Once again, my name is Dapo Willis. But before I get into that, you need to kindly do me a little favor. Just smash the subscribe button right there. Drop me a like and tell me if you found this segment, this video very helpful. All right, guys. So once you've done that, let me give you a second. Stop right there. I'm not going to say anything. Click the subscribe button right now and drop me a like. Okay? Let's wait. 3, 2, 1. All right, cool. So guys, let's jump into my screen. Let's go into the charts. Let's see what won and let's see if you can make some money. All right, guys, let's go. All right, guys. So welcome inside of my screen. Welcome to my chart. What we have in front of us right here is the euro dollar, right? So 2 weeks ago, we did call euro dollar shorts. I'm going to be explaining the trade to you guys once again before we proceed. But before I do any of that, I need to get some water. Give me a sec. Great. Now we can proceed. So we are currently looking at the euro dollar. This is the daily time frame. But before I get into what I feel the euro is going to do next, I'm just going to quickly go over what actually happened 2 weeks ago that we wanted to start selling the euro. So if I just zoom in pretty nicely, so what actually happened that we did notice that the euro was in an uptrend, very clear uptrend. Give me a sec. I'm having difficulties with time frame selection. Give me a sec. I'm gonna have you guys up and running. Sorry, I'm a bit rusty. Haven't been on the charts in like 2 weeks now. Anyways, guys, so I don't have time to start explaining euro, why I feel the euro should go up and why it shouldn't come down. I just want to basically touch on what we spoke about last week. If you need some background knowledge on why the euro is bullish, kindly check volume 1 of the Trader Talk video. But in this one, I'm just going to simply proceed to tell you that the overall direction of the euro is bullish, and next level target for this pair is at 1.2400, somewhere slightly above 1.2400, right? So I do expect the euro to lift off into this region about here. As you can see, the pair has clearly been making higher highs and higher lows, consistently making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So we're most likely going to come and put in another higher high somewhere around here. And historically, if you look left, this is a major resistance level. If you want to learn how to draw my zones, you want to draw the zones the way I draw the zones, all of that information is on the Forex Mastery course, but that's not why we're here today. Okay, cool. So I keep saying last week. Let's just take it like last week. Okay, 2 weeks ago. You get what I mean. 2 weeks ago, the euro was trading somewhere about here. This is exactly where the euro was trading, and we did predict that the euro was going to collapse all the way into here. It was a very, very decent and very amazing trade. I think this was the inner trend line that we drew. Give me a sec, guys. This was the trend line that we did draw, and as you can see, the euro came and broke the inner trend line. Now guys, you have to understand something. The euro, the overall trend for the euro, I don't want to confuse anybody, so I need to explain to you guys why I decided to go short 2 weeks ago. The overall trend for the euro is bullish. However, even within bullish trends, there are retracement waves. Okay, so within these retracement waves, retracement is nothing more than when the market goes in an impulse leg and it retraces. Okay, the market doesn't just, as you can see very clearly, this market is trying to get here. Okay, this market started off all the way from here, it's trying to get here, but it didn't just go like psh, it's going up and coming down, and going up and coming down, and going up and coming down, and going up and coming down before it gets here. Good. So our duty as traders is to try and, as much as possible, to take advantage of the pullbacks, the dips. Okay, anytime we push up, okay, we push up, we buy. We push up, it pulls back, we buy. It pushes up, it pulls back, and we buy. So that is basically our job as trend traders. However, because of the fact that we are very aware of the nature of chart movements, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down. So if the market is going to go up and pull down before it goes back up again, that means it's going to come down, right? And what happened 2 weeks ago was we decided to try and take advantage of a pullback, a retracement into what I call a minor level, right? So that's exactly what happened. We realized that the market had this nice impulse leg, and then the market was in the process of pulling back. It had broken the inner trend line, okay? It broke the inner trend line, it tested the outer part of the inner trend line, and then it was coming back down to test the outer trend line. Now guys, as long as this market stays above this bigger outer trend line, this pair is bullish. You have to remember the euro is overall, it is pointing to the upside. Temporarily, we're bearish. Okay, as long as we sustain above this region, above this trend line right about here, I just need to make sure this is recording. All right, cool. So as long as we sustain above this region, above this trend line, it's so simple and straightforward. I just drawn a very basic trend line, right? So very basic, 1, 2 to the upside, done. As long as we sustain above this trend line, anything above it, we're bullish. Okay, however, even within an overall bullish trend, we still have other bullish trends within the bullish trend. And it's also possible that within an overall bullish trend, the inner bullish trend can be broken and can turn to a bearish trend. So we can have a bearish trend within a bullish trend, meaning that at the moment, temporarily, the market is pulling back. However, overall, the market is still going to go back to the upside. I know I'm taking time to explain this because some people are going to be asking me, well, why did you sell if you say, but it's the flow of the river and the flow of the river is pointing up? Why did you sell? This is, I'm trying to explain it to you guys. Anyway, so long story short, we did our analysis about here. We found a sell position and then the market dropped all the way into our targets. Beautiful trade. So I'm just going to quickly come over to the daily time. For that, guys, we had a little breakdown in transmission, right? All right, cool. Back to what I was saying. So like I was saying, this is exactly why I'm taking my time out to explain to you guys why exactly we went short. So if I take you to the 4-hour time frame, I just want to quickly show you guys the setup that actually happened. So if I just quickly delete this right about here, what had happened was I noticed that the market had pulled back significantly. Okay, as you can see, we were always making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, high. However, we came in and dipped somewhere down here, and I knew for sure that this inner uptrend was broken, and then the market wanted to pull back. So what happened was, obviously, we looked at this region somewhere about here. Guys, don't worry, I'm going to get into other pairs soon. I just need to explain this to people who so that they can understand what happened. So and the market pulled into here. We were looking at it, so we pretty much had a sell set up somewhere around here. However, I know this market for free. I knew that we were not just going to stay here and just drop down here. So what happened was I did plot some minor levels that I felt that the market was going to run into before it continued heading higher, and this was actually one of them. You can check the previous videos, you can see it. So this was actually one of them, and as you can see, the market did indeed run into this level. I think it was actually a bit lower, somewhere about here. Okay, the market did indeed run into this level. So my short positions was somewhere within this region about here. Once I saw this candlestick pattern of this region, and then we started collapsing, and then guys, this is where Fibonacci comes into play. Magic. Sometimes when we have a pull down like this, it's always advisable for you to wait for a pullback into a major Fibonacci level, because for me, when I saw that the market was refusing to head lower, because ideally the market was just supposed to drop from here, right? But once I saw that the market was refusing to just drop from here, I started to see green candles. I was like, all right, cool. It is possible that we're heading towards fib. If we get to the fib and this fib did not hold, okay, I call this the Willis zone. If this zone did not hold and we broke above, then this sell trade would have been invalid, and then I would have left it alone, and then we would have probably been looking for buy opportunities. However, we did our typical A, B, C pattern, completed it in about here. I saw this bearish 4-hour candle close outside of the Fibonacci. As you can see, I waited for a bounce to come out. Didn't sell inside here, had no business selling inside here. We came inside of here, we bounced out. The first red candle, the second, let me just zoom in. The first red candle, the second red candle, and this is exactly where I decided to go short at 1.21893, and then we dropped all the way down to about 1.207. So if we do the math, so we're probably looking at about a 200 pip drop, maybe about 180 to 200 pip drop, which is absolutely miraculous if you ask me, for a counter trend trade. And one thing you guys have to understand is, because this trade, we're going against the trend, we just basically came in to catch something quick. Now, anytime you're trading against the trend, never expect the market to just give you the pips. It doesn't just give, especially when you're going against the trend. The market doesn't just give you the damn pips. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna take its time. It's gonna fool around. It's gonna play around. It's gonna try and jump back against you, and then it's gonna also come down and still try and act like it's confused before it eventually gets to its target. So yeah, this is the euro sell trade we had last week in a nutshell. Now let us talk about some future projections. For those of you who did not catch that move last week, how can you make some money this week? Now guys, from what I can see in front of us, the market has come into the level, a base. So I can see like a double bottom about here. The market has collapsed all the way down here and is looking pretty much bullish to the upside, right? However, I wouldn't be in a hurry to start buying the euro at the moment, because from experience, I just feel like anytime the market wants to consolidate, this is not exactly the very best consolidation, if you ask me. Okay, so let me just go over to the 4-hour chart and see if I can draw a counter trend line very nicely. Okay, cool. So what I feel is going to happen to the euro is this, right? I personally feel that the euro is going to play around this region. Okay, we're going to pretty much stay below here. I feel like the euro might come for one last test. I feel like I'm not 100% certain. If I was certain, I would be hopping on the trade. At this point, I'm just trying to basically envision from... So guys, you have to understand that I've been trading this market for about 9 years now. So I've seen a lot of patterns in the market. So what I usually do when I come on the chart is I try and look at charts to basically see if I've seen something like this something similar to this before in the past. And from experience, I feel like the euro, as long as we sustain, now back to our criteria, right? As long as we sustain beneath this line about here, I feel like the euro might come in for a double bottom to complete somewhere about here before we eventually lift off to the upside, because the euro needs to give me a proper counter trend line to trade this shit. I don't just like the sometimes when the... Okay, let me now really explain to you guys. So I now know why I'm not comfortable with buying the euro just yet. I don't like it when the pullback is too linear. What do I mean? I like when, if this market had come in and given me something like this, something like this, something like this, something like this. Okay, basically giving me space to draw a proper counter trend line like so. But this pullback was a little bit too linear for me. It was too close to, it was too close. So I feel like the market still wants to complete a consolidation period, kind of like before we actually start to head to the upside. I might be wrong. So in situations like this is what I always try and do, right? I give myself a criteria for market movement, right? So what it is as long as we sustain below this level, I would expect the euro coming down here to complete its double bottom to head to the upside. But on the flip side, if we can take out this level about here, okay, because this level seems to be holding very strong. If we can take out this level that's about here, I don't see any reason why the euro should not be heading to the upside. Okay, let me just draw my horizontal ray right about here. And this is why I always like to space out my videos weekly, so that I can allow the market breathe and stuff like that. Without a doubt, at the moment the euro is showing me signs of bullishness overall. However, temporarily it is showing me signs of indecision. Okay, you must always be able to differentiate from both overall and temporarily, right? Temporarily, before it was bearish, we sold, right? We knew overall bullish, temporarily bearish, we sold, cut some pips, right? We still know that overall it is bullish, temporarily it is confused. Okay, so this is it. I'm gonna wait for, if I'm expecting a pullback here. If the pullback doesn't happen to the upside, I'll be looking for buy opportunities anywhere above this region about here for further upside. So this is just my thought process on the euro. As always, I'll be updating you guys on subsequent trader talks. It's Trader Talk Volume 2. Yeah, this is not the easiest setups to analyze. However, we must always come in here and do our thing, right? So this is Euro USD, guys, in a nutshell. We have taken some pips. It's time to stand on our hands and allow the market consolidate. I cannot force the market. Needs to, guys, I'm a responsive trader, right? I don't pride myself in predicting the future. Like, come on, I like to make money, period. So I put my ego aside and allow the market tell me this is what I'm going to do, because if I don't listen to the market properly, it will destroy me. Okay, it will destroy me. So this is exactly why I pay very close attention to whatever the price is doing. So at the moment, I'm going to stand aside on the euro. Let's go over to gold, because gold seems to be running a bit mad at the moment. 1855 to the ounce. 1855 to the ounce of gold. All right, so I'm just going to expand my screen properly. How do I do daily? Let's go try and do the daily time frame. This is a 4-hour time frame. I don't like analyzing on the 4-hour time frame. Let's go over to the monthly. Whenever we're in doubt, we jump over to the monthly time frame. Right? Whenever we're in doubt, we jump over to the monthly time frame. Great. So just back to the monthly time frame again, right? Because we tried to sell gold 2 weeks ago. Gold actually stopped me out for maybe plus 30 pips. I'd moved my stop loss slightly past break even because I just wasn't feeling the way gold was just jumping up, down, jumping. I just wasn't having it. So I moved my stop losses. On the Telegram group, I did announce, give me a second, let me drink water. Whew. That felt good. Anyways, so on the Telegram group, I did announce that gold was just, because I was expecting, as the euro dollar fell, I was expecting gold to follow suit and just break through, but that wasn't happening, right? So from what I can see, ladies and gentlemen, these are the key levels for gold. So we have to go back to the monthly to try and basically get a clear picture once again. This is the overall picture for gold. These are the key levels that I've mapped out very nicely. And as you can see, gold has broken above, this major key level. We have come back, broken below it, kind of like tested it, and we're currently trading back above it. Okay, so what this is signifying to me is gold has, well, you can call this a higher high, but I'm not exactly convinced it's a higher high. Okay, to me it looks like a double top, because if I draw if I put in another resistance at the wick of the candle to the left, you can see that this is pretty much a double top. So what is actually happening is gold is stuck between two very significant levels of mine. Gold is stuck between a major level at candle close, and gold is also testing a thin line at the highest point of this wick about here. So between here and here, I would, this, anytime we're trapped in between two levels like this, it just seems, well, it just screams to me indecision, right? And whenever we're indecisive, I pretty much like to sit on my hands. However, this is what the monthly time frame is saying. So on the monthly time frame, we're stuck between two levels. So I always come on the monthly time frame to give me an overall picture, and I have to be honest with myself. So guys, just because we're being indecisive doesn't mean that I'm never going to trade again, or I'm not going to make any money. I'm going to make a lot of money. I've made a lot of money in Forex. I'm currently making a lot of money in Forex, and I'll continue to make a lot of money in Forex. Now, however, you just need to know when to not trade, right? So whenever it is you come on the monthly time frame and you're doing your analysis, be honest with yourself. Don't analyze to suit your appetite. Don't analyze to suit your trading appetite. Analyze to see. Analyze to be enlightened. Analyze to be enlightened. Analyze to see. Analyze to see. And that is what it is right now. So between here and here, I can see them, the guy is battling. The guy is battling between here and here. So I'm going to escape from my monthly time frame. Let's try and see what's actually happening on lower time frame. So if you go to the weekly, just to basically see what the weekly is saying. Okay. Once again, the weekly candle came and closed. If I just delete this, the weekly candle came and has closed right on the major level, right there. Okay. And it has reversed significantly. This is a reversal candlestick pattern right about here. A reversal candlestick pattern right about here on a major level. And if you look at it, we have a low, we have equal highs, and this is pretty much a higher high from this one. So, and however, we also have a descending trend line like so. So we can look at this two ways. We can look at it in such a way whereby, okay, we are testing the top of this is a descending trend line. We're topping here and we want to come lower, or we want to blow out to the upside. Initially 2 weeks ago, I had called a completely bearish move on gold. However, because of how gold has behaved, now guys, I would have been 100% even more bearish if we had broken here properly, but we came in, we failed. The market has failed to break this level. Gold, you have failed. I'm joking, I'm just being dramatic. Okay, gold has just been unable to come and sustain below this level about here, and this just breeds a lot of indecision to me, right? So what am I going to do in essence? Let's go over to the daily time frame. At this point, we're going to have to wait on gold for gold, because guys, gold can be quite crazy. So the setup was very simple and straightforward. I remember calling gold short somewhere about here. My target was supposed to be all the way down here. This was my first level target, and then I had another one somewhere about here. Okay, so I was expecting us to come and melt all the way down here. However, the market did give me, so I think I was short somewhere inside of here, and then the market just, came down, gave me some pips, gave me a lot of pips, and then before every time it gave me pips, it took it back, gave me pips, took it back, gave me pips, took it back. So at this point, I was like, fuck this shit. I just move my stop loss to break even, because if there's anything I have learned from the market is when, you know, the market is struggling, like you sell, it goes up, every time, there's always an issue somewhere. And you see that kind of price action movement happening at a very major level. You have to leave pride aside. Take the stop loss and move it to break even or slightly past break even. Okay, do your account a favor, right? So that's exactly what happened. And then lo and behold, a couple of more days later, the market came and stopped me out for plus 30 pips, right? And the market has since rallied all the way back to the upside. Not that much. I mean, what has happened is the market has come to test this descending trend line. Now, we can look at this both ways once again. Maybe we're coming down in here to come in here to test the collapse. I mean, 2 weeks ago when I did the analysis, I did mention that gold will come in here to come and test somewhere around here. However, at the moment, gold is looking very indecisive to me. That's just the bottom line. We can come down or we can go up. So I'm going to have to wait. Okay? Either direction, there's a lot of money to be made. Okay? If gold does break to the upside, oh my goodness, we're looking at what, $2,065 per ounce. Okay, that is definitely at least 1,200 pips to the upside. Or if we break below, we're looking at 1,673. That's probably another 800 pips to go. So in situations like this, what I usually like to do is I just like to be really patient, because I don't want to be stupid and then start trying to look for trades that don't exist. And then at the end of the day, I lose money before it is time to even make money. I tell you what happens to most traders, right? And there's a saying that I always stick by. The market can stay irrational longer than you can keep money in your trading account. What does that mean? The market can decide not to agree with you longer, as in it can decide not to agree with you for a long time. It can outlive your trading capital. Irrational markets can outlive your trading capital. So what now happens is, when the market eventually decides to agree with you, you look at your trading capital and you have nothing to execute the trade. And then what happens is that you start to demo, and then obviously now the market is agreeing with you, you're demoing, and then you make some good results on your demo. You're like, well, I said it. You know, my strategy was correct. I'm going to take some live money and go back into the live market, and then you now get back into an area where the market doesn't agree with you. So in order to avoid all that rigmarole and that emotional trauma and that trader rigmarole and just killing yourself for no apparent reason, just learn when to just sit on your hands, okay? Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I have gotten so many messages from random people on the internet about them blowing their accounts. So many. And it just breaks my heart, because people are turning to me like, what should I do? I'm like, dude, come on, man. How much is left? They're telling me some like maybe 1% of the entire capital is left. I'm like, dude, what the hell did you do? Right? So it's situations like this where traders need to learn to just chill. Learn to chill. So I just wanted to also use this as a message. And guys, if you haven't already gotten the Forex Mastery course, I suggest you do so, because it will literally guide you and help you. It will tell you when you should sit on your hands and when to pull the trigger. At this point, we don't know. It is okay not to know. You don't always need to be trading. You don't always have to be in and out of the market. Okay? You don't always have to do that. Okay, please take my advice. So euro at the moment, we don't know. We're going to give it another 1 week. Okay, give it another one. These pairs, euro. My focus is euro, dollar, and gold. They're going to make me a lot of money this year. Like I don't go into like every year. I know I'm going to make a lot of money from Forex. How do I know this? Because first of all, I know I'm technically skilled and I'm so patient. Okay, I wait for the kill. I wait for the sniper entries. I wait for those moments. I wait for my moments on the charts, right? So this is what pretty much makes me very successful. I know without a doubt the market will eventually it will eventually get tired of being useless and become useful to me. Anyways, guys, so that's gold in a nutshell. So I'm calling gold a 50-50 scenario. If we break above here, we need to take out these levels. Once we take this level out, green bar next. If we collapse lower, this bar, and then we're going to come into this level somewhere about here. Okay, so no entries for now. I'll keep you guys posted in my subsequent videos. No entries for now. However, these are the two directions in which we can head in for gold. However, gold hasn't really told me what exactly it wants to do just yet. Now, let me also go to the 4-hour time frame to basically try and see maybe it's lying. This thing is probably lying. I knew it was going to be lying on some trend line somewhere about here. Yes. Okay, so once again, I'm gonna need a 4-hour close. Like, gold needs to bleed properly. 4-hour, nice, serious. You know, like this. It needs to stab down. Like, I see a 4-hour close. Like, you know when you're cutting through a carton. You know when your scissors go through. That's what I need. I need it to come down. Like, come down. Hey. We can look at you again, but for now we don't know what you want to do. You can bounce out of here. In fact, as far as I'm concerned right now, gold is a traitor. So I'll be looking out for gold. I'll be watching to see what happens. Let me quickly give you guys one analysis on AUD USD. AUD USD, there are no trades to be taken at the moment. However, I just want to quickly shed some light on what I feel the pair is doing at the moment. Not actually AUD, it's actually GBP USD. So I think you can potentially trade GBP USD, because I've seen some people trying to analyze GBP USD and they just seem to be getting it all wrong. So before I round this video up pretty nicely, GBP USD, if I just expand this properly, the cable, I can see very straightforward: left, middle, right, triple bottom. This market is now pointing to it. So we have a, anytime we have 1, 2, or double bottom or triple bottom, next thing the market wants to do is start heading to the upside. And guess what, guys? We have on a monthly time frame. Let's actually go back to the monthly. Let me delete all these things so that you guys can, let's analyze this bad boy from scratch. Right? Let's analyze this bad boy from scratch. From the get-go. My mouse is starting to act up, man. Let's analyze this bad boy from scratch. All right, cool. So go over to monthly. Let's see. On the monthly time frame, you can see very well that we have left, middle, we have left, middle, right. So this is a triple bottom. We have pushed to the upside, slight rejection. We came down. However, the market is determined, very determined to push the upside, right? So we have a monthly candle close above this key region about here. You already know, Forex Mastery students, you know, next level target is going to be here without a doubt. However, before we get here, I did notice something that I need to draw to your attention. I remember when I was trading GBP USD very, very vividly back in 2018 about here. This was a very major level, right? Major guy. We tried to break a couple of, it just wasn't happening. It wasn't budging, right? This was a major guy. The market just came in here and stuck here and stuck here again and then came up here. So this is a significant level. Now, that being said, we have broken this level and we know our next level target is here. However, we have this guy in between us here. So what I feel GBP USD is going to do in the meantime, temporarily, not even temporarily, overall GBP USD is bullish. We have broken above. We are clear. Okay, don't get me wrong. We are indeed clear. You know, I'm expecting GBP USD to see further upside. Same thing with the euro as well. So the euro, I'm expecting further upside. GBP USD, I'm expecting further upside. However, we just have some temporary and minor issues at the moment. So I'm expecting GBP USD to come into 1.38264. Okay, this level. Okay. So this is where I'm expecting this pair to come into, right about here. Just zoom this in. So pretty nicely, pretty cool. I expect a takeoff anytime, any moment from this week. GBP USD will ascend into this level about here. However, once we get here, I would expect to see a significant rejection because this level is not going to give up without a fight. Once we take out this level, ladies and gentlemen, 1.3500 is on the cards for GBP. So we have literally a space of, I would say, maybe 1,000 pips room to trade with. So Lord said once again, I did buy GBP USD somewhere about here, at the base somewhere about here, some pips up in profit. Hopefully we take out this current resistance that is affecting the brain of the market at the moment. My stop losses have been moved to break even, so my entries were very simple. I just waited for this rejection of this level, a clear case of market manipulation, taking out all the stops, coming back to close above it, and they were pointing to the upside right about here. So I entered after this candle closed, and then I started to see some bullish momentum, jumped in on the buy here. Some profits. I've moved my stop loss to break even. The rule, Forex Mastery students, you know, once we approach the 100% retracement, you must always lock in at least 25% of your profit and move stop losses to break even. So that's what I've done. So anything GBP USD wants to do from here is his business, but I feel 80% we're going to take off to the upside about here. I'm going to be holding my trades till we get here. Two things are going to happen. It's either we pull back and stop me out for break even, I've already banked some profit, or we get to my overall target for some serious moolah, you know. So that's about 1.33 to 1. So about 220 pips there, about roughly I'm expecting to make on GBP USD. So guys, that's pretty much my analysis today in a nutshell. I know I'm unable to give you guys those trade calls that you want to take and go and make a lot of money. However, this is just the reality on ground. This is what the market is trading. Do not worry. Come next week, I will be looking at the euro and I'll be looking at gold again to look for potential trading opportunities. And of course, I'll be giving to you guys here for free. All right, guys, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys on my other screen. Do not, oh my God, I just hit my mic. Do not forget to drop me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, guys, let's go back to my other screen. All right, people, there you go. I hope you enjoyed today's segment of Trader Talk. This is actually Trader Talk Volume 2. Like I said, guys, I always try and come on here as much as possible to basically explain to you guys what I'm looking at in the market, to try and be as transparent as possible, because it's not always about talk. The Forex, and then you need to come and actually, I feel the need to actually come on here and show you guys how exactly this shit is done. Now, for those of you guys who want to sign up to the Forex Mastery program, the link is going to be down below. It's one of the, literally, it will teach you how to analyze the Forex market like the way I do. It's a course that I dedicated my whole life. Not my whole life, but you get what I mean. Like, I put in a lot of work, guys. You get the point. All right, guys. So thank you so much for staying till the very end. If you haven't subscribed, ensure to do now. If you haven't subscribed, ensure to do so now. And if you haven't dropped me, tell me if you found this video helpful in the comments so that I can respond to you guys. And if you have any issues, just drop me just tell me what your issue with trading is in the comment, and I will come on there and basically come and help you guys out. So the comment section is there for you guys. Let's interact in the comment sections. All right, guys, until next week, I'm going to catch you guys later. Take it easy and peace out.